and hello. Welcome to Our Ventura TV. We are at the beginning of July, pretty much almost 2020, and shooting via this platform in Ventura, California, which, may I say, is originally the land of the Chumash people, and we acknowledge that. And today, my guest is Mokee Banuelos, and he is a man of many hats, wearing a really nice hat today. But he's here in his capacity as a Ventureño, I'm proud of my pronunciation, Chumash man. And basically, I'm opening it up. I'm giving it to you to share your feelings on what's going on in Ventura right now, but something that's really actually been going on all over for quite a while, which is in our particular town, there's a statue of Father Serra right in front of our city hall. And it's, a matter of fact, on our seals and on many official deals. And I'm going to, Father Serra is the priest of the missions up the coast of Ventura, up the coast of California, of which San Buenaventura mission is one of them. That's this town. Mokee, please share with us your feelings about the removal and possibly reinstalling the statue somewhere else, because that's what we think is going to happen, and that is what's happening.
Yeah, thank you very much, MB. Definitely, thank you very much for allowing me and allowing my voice to be heard. You know, I got a huge history in that area, as you know. You know, just starting with my grandmother and the Tia Flats project, and just, you know, living on the avenue my whole life. And so growing up as a young child, you know, a young adolescent, you know, I saw that statue there all the time, you know, and you know, my grandmother would talk about it, you know, and other native peoples would talk about it. I think I think it really needs to come down, being that, you know, what he stood for, what he did to the Chumash people, you know, from murder to torture to, you know, basically genocide, you know, converting native peoples and not allowing them to practice their culture, not allowing them to speak their language, I think it's time. It's been time. You know, we're not erasing, you know, history by removing these statues. We're basically ending a celebration of genocide. And so, you know, I think there's a lot of people that are advocates to keep that statue there. I think there's a lot of people that are misinformed. I don't want to say uneducated, but I think uneducated in the true history of Father Serra. I think that's you know, like you say, it's a huge movement right now, a very huge movement. And I see a lot of good coming out of it is people uniting, people of color uniting in solidarity. I want to really make it a point that we do not support in any way the violent side of a different protesting that's going on. You know, us as indigenous people, Chumash people, we're very peaceful people. And so, you know, I think in this time and era, I think we really need to communicate with our voices and have our voices be heard and unite with different indigenous people, because, as you know, there's different, you know, bands of organizers that are out there. Some of them I support, some of them I don't support, especially being those who condone the violent side of it, because I think there's enough of that in our world, enough of negativity in our world, prior to a lot of things going on in our world today. So I think we need to take it to a level of working with different, whether it's the city, different municipalities on different things, and having those talks and basically communicating our feelings. And because I think it's really needed right now to foster that good medicine, because as you know, right now the world there's a lot of negativity, a lot of bad medicine happening. So I really think it's pertinent that we work together as peoples, as indigenous peoples, and educate people. Those who have a different feeling, they need to be educated in truth, because as you know, I mean, especially going through, the local school system, we're taught what they want us to know, and a lot of that history is not factual, so I think working together and coming up with a plan. I think whoever gets this statue, there's baggage with it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of baggage with it. There's a lot of baggage that they're going to have to take with them, and I believe understand. And it's something that it's heavy. It is heavy to take that baggage with you and understand all that baggage. There's a lot of my relatives that are here and those who have passed on that would not step in that mission because of all the atrocities that happened. I've always been one to kind of take it a little different. I've always been one to try to unite people, educate people, and bring a bit more self-knowing to them. I've went in that mission. I continue to go on that mission because I look at that mission and I take it as honoring my ancestors, honoring my people. They built that mission. It's a beautiful place. Not only, we can never forget the past, but, the past lives in us, and we got to honor that and honor our ancestors that gave the ultimate sacrifice when doing that. And so that's how kind of I take it. I go in there and I just honor the ancestors. And don't get me wrong, I grew up Catholic my whole life. My son, he's now 30. He went to elementary school there. And believe me, there was a lot of, how can I say, a lot of bad things that was said about me then too, because I stuck up for what was right. I stuck up for, at that time they were building the new school. I stuck up for doing things the right way. Having monitors there and doing things the right way. And there was some wrongdoings that went on there. There's 3,700 bodies of unmarked graves there, so I think all that has to be taken into also consideration with the history of Father Serra and educating people, because there's a lot of people that don't know. They're not even aware of what happened and the atrocities. So I think, educating people and communicating with the city and letting them know our true feelings and the right thing to do is key.
Wow. Well said. Is there anything you'd like to add? Because that was pretty to the point and pretty straightforward and actually exactly why I came to speak with you today.
I think as we move forward, I think community is key. Involving the whole community, because I take it we are all relations. We are all human beings, and we all, think differently. And I think we should embrace each other's differences, learn from each other's differences. Just because somebody thinks different doesn't mean it's wrong. But let's identify the issue. Let's talk about it. Let's come up with a resolution and embrace everybody's thoughts. And, again, we as Shumash, as Ventureño Shumash, especially that statue, were the ones that are most affected, I believe, down through history. And so I think our voices should be one of the stronger voices. I do feel that. But we also should include the community, because it's been there for quite a while, and educate the community and come up with a resolution that will work for all. You know, you know, I think that's what I feel in working together and communicating with all. And you know, MB, I'd really like to thank you and Moses. You know, I've known Moses personally. You know, he grew up with my uncles, and you've known him for a long time. But just what you do in representing the community, representing, you know, especially Ventura Avenue 2 being located in Bell Arts over there, that's something that really lies close to my heart. And what you do is huge, and what you're doing right now is huge in letting people's voices be heard. I thank you.
You're welcome, my friend. And I also want to thank our viewers. And yes, education and community, please. So thank you so much for joining us today for Our Ventura TV. My name is MB Hanrahan, and we will catch you next time.